Welcome to the channel Maths for Graduates. Today we will see an example of non-Riemann integrable function. So let's start. We have a function f from interval ab to set of real number, and it is defined by fx is 1 when x is rational and it is 0 when x is irrational. Okay, then we have to show that this function f is not Riemann integrable. We know that f will be Riemann integrable if upper Riemann integral equals to lower Riemann integral. Okay, and this upper Riemann integral equals to what? This upper Riemann integral equals to infimum of upper Riemann sum UPF, and this lower Riemann integral, this equals to supremum of lower Riemann sum LPF. Okay, this is LPF. Okay, so first we have to find upper Riemann sum UPF and lower Riemann sum LPF. Okay, so in order to find UPF and LPF, we must do the partition of interval AB. Let P be the partition of interval AB, and it is given by P equals to x0 equals to A, x1 x2 xr and xn, and xn equals to B. Okay, so this set P is the partition of interval AB. Okay, then our upper Riemann sum UPF will be what? It will be summation capital Mi delta xi. Okay, and I is running from 1 to n. Okay, here this capital Mi is supremum of function fx in ith subinterval. Okay, and lower Riemann sum LPF, this will be summation small mi delta xi. Okay, and I is running from 1 to n, and this small mi is infimum of function fx in ith subinterval. Okay, and this delta xi is what? This delta xi is length of ith subinterval. Okay, now crucial part comes here. In every subinterval, it contains infinitely many rational number and irrational number. Okay, for rational number functional value is 1, and for irrational number functional value is 0. Okay, so in every subinterval, maximum value of function is what? Maximum value of function is 1 and minimum value of function is 0. Okay, hence capital Mi will be 1 and small mi will be 0. Okay, now putting the value of capital Mi and small mi and finding the value of UPF and LPF. Okay, so UPF equals to m1 delta x1 plus m2 delta x2 and so on mn delta xn. Okay, all mi is here 1, so this will be delta x1 plus delta x2 plus so on delta xn. Okay, so this is what? This is sum of lengths of subintervals. Okay, and their total sum will be equals to the length of interval AB, which is equals to B minus A. Okay, so you can see here UPF is independent of partition P. Okay, hence infimum of UPF will also be B minus A. Okay, and this infimum of UPF is what? This is known as upper Riemann integral. Okay, this equals to B minus A. Okay, now let's find lower Riemann sum LPF. This equals to m1 delta x1 plus m2 delta x2 and so on mn delta xn. Okay, all mi's are 0. Okay, so this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, so LPF will be 0. Okay, and this LPF will always be 0 irrespective of partition P. Okay, hence supremum of LPF will also be 0. Okay, and this supremum of LPF is known as lower Riemann integral. Okay, so you can see here this lower Riemann integral is not equals to upper Riemann integral, hence f is not Riemann integrable. Okay, f is not Riemann integrable. Okay, and from this example you can conclude that bounded function does not imply Riemann integrability. That means bounded function doesn't mean it will be Riemann integrable. Okay, because you can see here this function fx is bounded between 0 and 1, but it is not Riemann integrable. Okay, so this video ends here. If you really find this video informative, then show your support by subscribing the channel and also press the bell icon. Thank you. Thanks for watching.